Okay, the first thing we're going to do is mark all of the diagonal lines on the half square triangles, corner to corner, and these will actually be our sewing lines. Okay, so per tree, we're going to mark 4 blocks. Okay, then we're going to lay out all of the pieces as the actual block will look when we're sewing. Okay, so that's where we're going to go with the white, and we're going to go to the sewing machine. Okay, I'm at the sewing machine, and now we're going to sew exactly on the drawn line. Okay, and we're going to do that to all 4 squares. So we're going to position them, line them up right in the corner of the green, and stitch right on each line. Okay. And one more corner. Okay, so we've stitched all of our white units on, and then we're going to go ahead and cut off the excess. So I'm just going to use my scissors and cut 1/4 inch away from that seam that we just sewed down. Okay. And the last one. Okay, and then we're going to go and I'm going to press those just like that. Okay, next we're going to take the 2 white pieces that go on each side of our treetop unit, line those up, and we're going to stitch those 1/4 inch away from the edge of the seam. Now I have a guide on my presser foot here, and I'm simply following that along the edge of my fabric. I'm also mindful of that mark right there, as that is showing me 1/4 inch as well. So as long as I keep it right along there and sew that side on. Okay, then we're going to come around and sew the other side on the exact same way. Okay, get it lined up so your tops and bottoms line up, and you're lining up along the edge as well. And stitch that in place. Just doing a double check to make sure that I'm still lined up. Okay. And clip those threads. And then I'm going to press those open as well. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is place our two white units, our background units, next to our tree trunk. And so I'm going to line those up right sides together so that my edges meet here and along the side as well. Then same thing, I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch right down the edge of that tree trunk. Okay, and I'm going to go press that. You can press it towards the tree trunk or away, it doesn't really matter. My fabric wants to kind of press towards the tree, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay, and then we're going to sew the next side on the exact same way that we just did that side. So line it up and okay, just making that seam. Okay, and then I'm going to go press that unit. Okay, and the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my tree top to my tree trunk, and so I'm going to align right sides together and just align each of the edges just as such, and go ahead and sew the 1/4 inch seam. Make sure I'm still lined up here. Okay, and then press that open and our block will be complete. Lastly, I'm going to press my block and I'm going to set my dry iron that's on a hot setting just right on that seam to kind of set it in place. And then I'm going to press towards the bottom part of the unit just because I have the least amount of seams on this side of the fabric. Where these line up, it will make a weird bump if you press it back up towards the treetop. So I'm just going to go with it like this and do a final press from the top. And my unit is complete. It's not quite lined up exactly on that side, but that's something that I can just go ahead and trim off, and my block is done. And you'll make three total of the trees for our quilt. Thank you. Bye-bye.